hello, you insouciant long pigs, it is I, Obvious G1, coming at you for another Transformers transformation review thingy. Yes, this time we're taking a look at Generation 1 Protectobots. We've got Streetwise, First Aid, Hotspot, Groove, and Blades there. Now, this set is not complete. Few of them are, few of them aren't. He's missing his gun, he's missing his super cannons on the back. These two are complete and he's complete. So these two are missing the alternate thing. So he's missing his big cannon, he's missing his little pistol. That said, they're also in not the greatest shape, I must admit. I need to find a better set. For example, this guy's a bit faded here and there. The rotor blades broke, and earlier today, this whole fucking ski broke off as well. So I've had to glue it back on. So, you know, yeah, they're missing the rub signs, all of them, except for Streetwise, because you can see them moulded in there. This guy is, again, seen better days. That won't click shut properly. This is very, very faded. But yeah, so yeah, I ain't done a combiner in a while. But before we get into the actual review, according to my analytics, about 93% of people who watch my videos aren't subscribed. Hit subscribe, hit like, hit share, or whatever the thing that YouTube does nowadays. And hit that notification bell so when I've got new videos out. Should be every Thursday and Saturday. So, let's get a crack on, shall we? Let's take a look at Blades first. And here is Blades. And he transforms into a Bell UH-1V Iroquois, also known as a Huey. Yes, I broke this one earlier, as I said earlier. Yes, I don't know how, I was just transforming it, and this whole section just broke away, so I'm going to be very, very careful. As you can see, he has seen much better days. The rotor blades broke there. These I got off eBay for, I want to say, in fact, the whole set of his pistol as well, for like £3, I think it was. Yeah, it's not a bad helicopter. You got some nice guns on the side there, because of course a rescue helicopter needs guns. Yeah, you often see these flying. Not this particular class of helicopter, but the design, the red, the white, flying over the head sometimes. Yeah. The rotors do rotate, but unfortunately it's broken. That one rotates as well. Let's take the guns off. Let's take a closer look. There is a left and a right one. And a nice big side cannons, really, which is very nice. Like I say, there is a left and a right one. So if you are looking for parts, remember a left and a right one. So it's pretty cool. So there we are. And I'll take another look at the details on this guy. I do like the red and the white there. Visible head. Yes, they do need some toy hacks. But if I see a better version of this, I will pick it up. If not, because I mean, this is the... I've had most of these a very long time. And I mean a very, very long time. This was one of the very few combiners I had as a kid. Yeah, see, that's bent there, look, and I don't really want to... Yeah, yeah, so it's not too bad. You got some nice side door there with a nice Autobot symbol there. Nice windows all done in black. Should be a rub symbol there. Yeah, not too bad. Got rotor blades on the back there, all the engine details. Not too bad at all. So let's take him to robot mode. So, to transform him, just pull this back. Scramble set is not going to be much. You rotate the tail fin in that way and then that way. Then you rotate this front section down like that. Back. Now the rotors do fit in this little cavity like so, which is very nice. And then you come to the robot and then you pull out his arms like so. And there he is in his robot mode, and he's not too bad. I could do like the colour scheme. I like the white. It's supposed to be white, and yeah, there's a horrible black mess in his armpit there. I don't know what or how that got there. He's got this blue face. I mean, let's stick of details. This isn't die-cast metal, but they did do die-cast metal versions of these. Yeah, not too bad. Let's look at a closer look at that face there. Oh, zoomed that in. There we are. Yeah, it's seen better days. I mean, the paint is rubbing off his nose, but that's the nature of the beast when you're combining it to Hotspot. but not too bad. Let's arm him up. Let's give him his guns. So you can keep the guns on in robot mode on his hips, or rather on his knees, I guess, like that. And you give him his little pistol, which is very nice. It's all done in white there, but you can only hold it in one hand, really, because the nature of the design of it. Because he does have hands that are moulded into there with a hole in, but he'd have to hold it upside down, so you can only hold it in this side. And I forgot to do the articulation, because, you know, super professional as always. So we'll get that in like that. So he will hold it. There we are. And he holds his gun quite nicely, and he can pew 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 all afternoon. But in terms of articulation, his arms can move up and down, but they are kind of hindered by the kibble. And that is your lot, unfortunately, for Blades. But, you know, he's a cool dude. I've always liked Blades. Bit violent type, which is very good. You always like a violent one. And we'll just put him over there. And here is Streetwise in his police car mode. And you get these massive guns on the back that go pew pew. I never did like the guns on the back of these guys. The helicopter doesn't matter. It kind of works, but for a police car, not so much. So we'll just take this off like that. And it's your standard affair with your double barrel blaster there, and it just connects to the combining part of the back there. So that's about it. So we'll just move that out of the way. And then there is his police car. He rolls reasonably well, actually, for a Scramble City. Now, this is the most unique Scramble City figure there is. I'll get onto that in a moment. Yeah, and Streetwise transforms into a Nissan 300ZX a police car. There's nice cherry lights on the top, which are not clear. They're just like a lump of red plastic. Got some nice details on the front. Let's see if the rub symbol will go. Yes, it will. There we go. Very nice. Now, he's the best condition out of all of them, but they're all not exactly great. It could do with some toy hacks upgrades and a clean, bless him. I've had this guy a lot of years, and I mean a lot of years. 1986 these guys came out. So yeah, he's pretty cool. So let's take him to, let's have a close look at some of the details first even, I can't speak today. So he transforms into the same police car, well, same car as Zemon, one of the GoBots, but in a completely different way. Yeah, he's a little loose, bless him. So to transform him then, you rotate his, what will become his legs back there like that. Then you come to the front, you lift this whole section up like that, and then you pull out what will become his arms. Then you rotate this whole section round like so, and then, is that how you do it? It is. Yeah, and that is Streetwise in his robot mode. And as you can tell, he's got a different head to all the others. Now, to bring in Blades again, they've all got every Scramble City, and he's quite tall as well, but every Scramble City, member, be it an arm or a leg, have these square heads because they obviously connect to the larger robot. But he doesn't, because I'll put him back there. Like some of the Seacons, he has his own little peg there, which comes out and he can be an arm or a leg. So yeah, so that's pretty cool actually. So it makes him unique. Got some details on there, and this is all die-cast metal because it is cold to the touch. Yeah. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Let's take a closer look at that head sculpt, and it's not too bad actually. Nice big blue eyes. You've got, although it is red on the back to match the plastic, which is a bit of a shame. But you know, you can't have everything. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. So in terms of articulation, then he can rotate his arms 360 degrees at the shoulders. That will stay up. And that is your lot. I mean, suppose you could bend his uni leg, but, you know, it is what it is. And I am missing the pistol. So if anybody out there in internet land has one and willing to, donate, sell, loan me, extended loan, my email address is in the bottom of the description, and we will work something out. So thank you. He is a bit odd at the back there. He stands well. It's just this bit here, but he's got no kibble, hardly, which is very nice. And then we'll put Streetwise just next to Blades there. And here is Groove in his Honda Goldwing GL 1200 police motorcycle. the same kind of motorcycle you would see on the TV show Chips. Yes, with Eric Estrada. Now I am dating myself there. Not a good show, but there we are. One of those shows that ran for like 100 years as well, back in the day. Yeah, it wasn't very good. Oh, it seemed to... Well, it might not be that long, but it's one of those shows that was like... It was constantly on reruns. Yeah, so he's a Honda Goldwing, which is very nice. Yeah, you can move the front wheel forward and back a bit, which is nice. Got these nice big blasters on the side, because what police bike doesn't want blasters? And then he rolls... Well, he rolls okay. Rolls okay. One of the very few G1 motorcycle transformers, yes. Him, Retgar, Iguanus, and I think that's it out of everybody. That's a motorcycle. It could be wrong. Oh no, Nose Cone. Not Nose Cone. One of the Technobots. And I'm looking right at him, and I just can't think of his name. It's Nose Cone, Strafe. Yeah, one of the Technobots as well is the G1 the Tron light cycle. So you know, there you go. And there he is, and you can see the rub symbol should be there, and the lights there, in the windscreen there. It actually, that was clear, but you know, you can't have everything. You got some nice details actually in this. Let's take a closer look. You got some nice engine details there as well. You got the Sheriff Star. You've got some headlights in there. You got a nice Autobot symbol on the mudguard, and like I said, he's coming back and forward. You got the nice big blasters on the side. Again, there's a left and the right. So if you are missing these, be sure you've got a left and a right. They just fit on there like that. You've got some, handlebar details there. You've got the handlebars themselves. You've got like a speedometer and stuff like that, which is very cool. And underneath there, you've got robot parts, but no robot kibble, which is nice. Like I say, yeah, it's alright. So to take him to robot mode, you can leave these guns on at the side. He's got a fairly unique transformation as well. So you rotate these up like that, which will become his feet, and then they separate, and then they go along this metal bar there, like that, and then they snap in, like so, and then they stay well put, actually. Actually, I'm just going to separate them out a bit. There we are. So you're into this position. Then you can rotate these guns down like that. And then what you do is you lift these up, these will become his arms, and then you rotate this section at the back, rotate it all the way around, and then there's a little peg there which the mudguard just rests on top of, and then you push out his little bonce, and there is Groove in his robot mode, and he's pretty cool. And he does have a blaster, yes, and he comes with this tiny little blaster, like so, which is very nice. And then you can hold that. Again, you can only hold it in one hand. I suppose you could do it that side, John Woo style, if you wanted to. But I prefer to do it that. It just looks a bit better, like that. And that is him in his robot mode. And he's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Yeah, let's take a close look at him. You got some nice head sculpts. Again, the standard Scramble City one. On a, you got gold face. And some of the paint's rubbing off there. And he could use some toy hacks, bless him. Yeah, he's not too bad. I mean, the one thing I don't like about this thing is, firstly, the feet don't stay put. I think that's due to age. It's just the legs here. This wheel sticking out. And you've got no articulation here at all. It's all one moulded thing. I mean, it looks fine, but it just doesn't do anything. I mean, in terms of articulation, he can move his arms up and down. And that is your lot with Groove, unfortunately. Yeah, he's still cool. I do like him. And these will not stay put. Like I say, I think it's probably due to age more than anything else. Yeah, we'll put Groove there in the background as well. And here is first aid in his ambulance. Yes, the ambulance of the group. And he transforms into a Datsun Vanna C120, not to be confused with the Nissan version, because this is from 1980 onwards, because you can tell by the shape of the headlights, for those car guys and vehicle guys out there. Yes, so basically a miniature version of Ratchet, the same kind of vehicle as Ratchet, which is pretty cool, but, scale with Transformers. Ratchet's a much, much bigger toy, But there you go. But basically the same kind of vehicle. Now, again, he is a bit faded here and there. You can see, you know, this side is white, this side is not so much. You could do with some toy hacks. Actually, this is the best one of the bunch, even though he's a bit faded himself. Let's big Autobot badge on the top there. Should have a rib symbol there. Should have an Autobot badge on the front. And you've got like emergency stickers down the side there. Now, one thing is, I don't know if these have peeled off over the years, or the fact that, because these look like painted in, and then these are just left out. They probably just had stickers on back in the day to keep it consistent. But yeah, it's just a little ambulance, isn't it? It's got the same kind of cherry lights as Streetwise there. They're just solid block, but you know, it does the job at a distance, doesn't it? And he rolls reasonably well, actually. Rolls quite nicely. Let's take a closer look at some of these details. You've got some nice details in the front there with the headlights. Place where the license plate would go. Just sort of general van paneling on that. And then you've got the emergency stickers that are very, very, very faded. That's about it, really. Yeah, so let's take this guy to robot mode. So what do? Standard scramble C. Rotate what will become the legs. Oh no, you pull that back first. Rotate his legs around like that. Then he comes to the front, this comes forward, and then you pull out his arms at the side. Now, like I said earlier, he is missing them two his rear-mounted cannons for the vehicle mode. But, you know, it is what it is. Oh, come on. Come on. Come on. There we go. Didn't want to go then. And then there is first aid in his robot mode. And he looks pretty cool. And he comes with a blaster. Here is his blaster. Just done all in black. It's quite nice. And again, got the same hands as everyone else in the team apart from Streetwise. And he can hold it like so. And he can pew pew, pew pew. Which is pretty cool. In terms of articulation, his arms can rotate 360 degrees. That's it. You can move his uni knee if you want. You can fold him back down a bit to make him, you know, a bit more consistent. Take a look at some of the details. Again, stickers need toy hacks in. Not too bad. He's got a nice face sculpt. Nice face plate there. It'd be nice if the eyes were painted in blue like Streetwise is, but you know, it is what it is. Yeah, not too bad actually. I like this. You know, the thing with the Protectobots, they don't get much love, especially in the G1 cartoon, because the other three teams get a origin story. You know, most famously, Bruticus and Combaticons in Starscream's Brigade. Then you get the aerial bots and the Stunticons in War Dawn and Key to Vector Sigma. But these guys just kind of show up. They're just kind of here already, you know. And then, you know, then they're in a handful of, hardly in any episodes, I think about 4 or 5 maybe, I think at most. Anyway, that's first aid, I'll put him back there. So, and here is Hotspot, and he transforms into a Mitsubishi Fuso Great Fire Truck, done in blue for some reason. Yes, very cool. I think an updated version of what Inferno is, but you know, same company basically. Anyway, he's a nice blue fire truck, and he drives very well actually. Got some nice detail on this guy actually. So let's take a closer look at some of the details. Got some nice diamond plate at the back there. You got some all these holes which will come and put important later. All these panels on there. Nice ladder. We'll get into that in a moment. Nice like utility cupboard there with all different things. You got a hose pipe moulded in. You got some nice wheels with rubber tyres. I always like these stickers, but they're very, very faded on mine. Yeah, you got the windows all done in black there. You got the front, which is hilarious because this side is like the normal colour and that bit's faded, and this side is the faded bit and that bit's you know, that bit's not faded, which is very strange actually. Same again on this side, and the details repeat from this side as well. Underside, no robot kibble actually, all you can just see his feet there. But all in all, not too bad at all. Yeah, it's very cool. So, you can rotate the... Oh, that won't stay shut. You can rotate the ladder and it will move up and down as well, and you can extend it out like so, and it will extend quite high up as well, so which is not too bad at all. And you can see it's very faded as well. So we'll just close that back up, and yeah, and it rolls really nicely. Got a rub symbol on the side there, and you can rub that, rub that, rub that. Yeah, and that one does work a bit. And you got some like diamond plate on the back there as well, and yeah, very nice, very nice, very nice. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty cool. So now you've got those different things on the side there. Now he comes with 2 of these guns. He comes with 2 of these big blasters there. Now you can fix them to the side like that if you wanted to, and give him a, you know, a battle mode, or you can put them at the back there like that, and there like that. So you can have that thing going on as well, which is pretty cool. Or you can put them anywhere really. There's quite a few you know, holes to put them in, which is pretty cool. Can't speak today. Or you can put them up at the back like that if you so choose. I mean, it's your toy. You do whatever you want with it, and then, you know, does the thing. Yeah, so you could do that. He also comes with these little things as well, which will come in play again. And then you've got these little ports there. Now these could be, you can imagine these hose pipes. They are supposed to fit in. Why do they not want to fit in? Sure, they're supposed to fit in there. Nope. Nope. No, I'm sure they're supposed to fit in there somewhere. No. Oh yeah, there you go. You can fit it into the ladder housing, and you can have a hose pipe, which is pretty cool. So let's take him to his base mode. Yes, he has a base mode. So we lift this up like that, and then we will fold out what will become his legs later. Then we rotate those round like that. Now let's see if I can remember how to do this. You rotate these down like that, and then these ports will fit in there like that, and then this will come up like that, I think. But you know what, I'm gonna have to go double check this. I'll be back in a mo. Nope, I got it wrong. What you do is you move these up like that, that's it. Then what you do is make sure you don't fall over. Get one of your guns and put one on there, and then you put the other on there, and then you get these, and then you've got a little hole just there which will fit that on like that. Oh, and then same for this side. You've got a little hole. I can't even fucking find it. There we are. And there is base mode / when it zooms out, there we go. Base mode / repair bay kind of thing going on there, which is fine, I guess. I mean, it does the job, doesn't it? You know, it is a thing that you can do. I mean, you could, you know, bring this section up like that if you wanted to. You know, there's a lot of things you can do, basically. Yeah. But let's not dwell on that, shall we? Let's take it to robot mode. So we just disconnect everything. And then we're almost there anyway. So we'll carry on. We'll just rotate this round like that. This round like that. Pull out this, what will become his hand from this side like that. Same for this side. Pull him down, pull him down. Rotate this round. Now you are supposed to transform him like this. You can't see what I'm doing. Now you are supposed to keep, there we go, and bring out his head like that. Now you are supposed to keep it like that. Now I'm not a particular fan of that. What I tend to do is rotate this up, rotate that round, and then you know, put it into the cavity there, and it just, I think, looks better. It looks a bit neater. And then you flip this section up like that, and then there is. Plus, you can use this as a bit of stability as well, so you can give him like a third leg. And then it's Hotspot in his robot mode, and it looks pretty cool. I do like Hotspot. Like I say, Protectobots don't get much love, and it's a shame, really. So, in terms of articulation, then you can rotate his arms 360 degrees. They can move in and out as well. His legs will move in and out, and that's about it. And they will bend there, but that's more for Defensor. But he does have some nice details on this guy. So, you got some all sticker details on there. Like I said, they need to be toy hacked, and his noggin is pretty cool as well. Yeah, and then he's missing a sticker there altogether. So yeah, he's not too bad. I do like this guy a lot. Yeah, he's pretty cool. So you can arm him up. So he comes with these 2 blasters, so he gets 2 of these guns, which is pretty cool. So you've got a number of options with these. You can either put him on, you can even put it on his arms like that, you know, do a Seeker style if you wanted to, like that. So you could do that, you know, but they don't stick in there very well. So you give him his guns, and he can pew pew, bang bang all afternoon to his little heart content. So you can do that. So you can give him his guns, which is pretty cool. So then you get these things as well, and these will fit back in these little holes, and then you can add these to beam guns as well, or fire extinguishers, or flamethrowers, or blasters, or machine guns, or whatever your little imagination can come up with, and then you could do that sort of thing, which is, again, something you can do. I mean, I've seen a lot of people display these up like that. Personally, these just go back in the... because I don't display them as Protectobots very often. They're usually in the combined form. And you could do that sort of thing if you wanted to as well. But I don't. We'll just disconnect those. When you get a closer look, they are articulated. You can bend them left and right as well. But that's it. Yeah, so you get 2 of those with him, which is very nice. There we go. So, and there he is. And he's pretty cool. And then, you know, let's put him back with the team. And as a team, they do look fantastic together. I can't wait for a legacy version of this guy, for this team. Would be absolutely fantastic. They've just announced Onslaught for Legacy. Not Legacy, Age of Primes, but you know what I mean. But yeah, they're a really good set if you can get hold of them. I think they're fairly reasonably easy to get hold of. It's just the individual weapons that are hard to find. Like I say, I'm missing his blaster and his... you know, one of these cannons. That's what I'm missing. So yeah, so let's take him to Defensor mode, shall we? Let's indeedy do. So what do? Is basically we just get these. We'll just take off all the weapons because it's just a lot easier. Take off all the little guns. Make sure not to lose them. Take off all the little guns. Got to be careful with you because you broke your skis. Alright, there we go. So, what do we do first? Take these off. Let's just prepare Defensor. Let's just prepare Hotspot first. So, to prepare him, what do? Is we pull this section down like that. Push that in, and then we connect his arms. You've got these peg and posts there on each side, and they just peg in just there. Like so. And then you put his fists in like that. Then you get his legs, you rotate these out like that, and then that stays in. Rotate them out like that and bend them down. So we're into this position. Then what we do is we rotate this round like that. Now, the one thing about the Hotspot is he has his robot head, his giant robot head, integrated into his vehicle mode, but we'll reveal that at the end. So then what do? We get these chest shield bits like that. Again, there's a left and right, and you got these 2 pegs there. They'll fit into these 2 little posts there like that. Same for this side, like that. So we're into that position. Then we get this waist piece, and then that just fits over his crotch area, and basically just strengthens this, and it goes in. There we go. it just strengthens. There we are. Just strengthens this a bit, and then keeps everything, you know, in proportion. So that's him prepared. So we'll just move him out of the way. So I usually do Streetwise and First Aid as Streetwise and Groove as legs, and then the other two as arms. So we'll do that. So there's Streetwise. So basically, we just take him back to vehicle mode, essentially. Back to vehicle mode. And then the only difference is we do not connect this section. We just leave it like that. And then we get a foot peg, which is this one. And then we position him. No, I was right the first time. It's this one. And then we just position him like so. And then we've got a leg. Then we get Groove. Same thing. Transform him more or less back to vehicle mode. That's exactly back to vehicle mode. There we are. And then with this section, you rotate this whole motorbike section, the front wheel right round like that. So into that position. And then we get the foot peg. And then that just fits on the bottom. Like so, and then we've got two legs, and then basically you just leave him as he is and rotates his head down like that, and then we'll attach a fist, and we've got a fist, and then we'll attach a fist like that, and then we'll give him a gun. So we're into that position, and then for First Aid though, we more or less take him back to vehicle mode, transform him round. Oh no, we don't, we leave him like that, just put his legs in, pull this down like that, lift that up slightly and give him the other fist, which will go on that one. Give him another gun, and he's one of the only combiners that has two guns as well, which is pretty cool. Gun, come on. There we go. So we're into that position. Then we bring back in the main body, and then we'll just connect up. Actually, what we need to do is just pull his arms out like that. Then we connect him up. Yeah, so we get him like so, and then just move that back, and then we connect him up thus, like that, and then you close that back around like that. So we've got a leg going on. Then we get the other leg, do the same thing, just connect it up like this. There we are. And he can stand up now, he's got two legs, which is very nice. Just position that like that, there we go. Then we get an arm, and we just adjust the camera as well. There we are, just straighten that up. Then we connect that into there like that, and then that into there like that, and then we finally reveal his face, lift this up just like that, and there is Defensor in his robot mode, and he looks really fucking cool. You can't even see him because he's so big. There we go. He's pretty fucking cool. I do like him, always did like him, and he's one of the very few complete combiners I had as a kid. In fact, the only one. The only other one that came close was Piranacon. I had 3 members of the team. Didn't have any of the others. And I had a couple of Stunticons, one Constructicon which I lost. One Combaticon. I'm just trying to think, and that was it as a kid. And I've got the others as I've become an adult. So you know. And there he is, and he's pretty cool. And he does have some articulation. He can rotate his arms 360 degrees, and his head will move left and right, and look up, and look down. But overall, he's pretty cool. Let's have a look at his face. He's got a really odd face. Why he's got red eyes, I don't know. He should have blue eyes. Got a nice big chest plate and stuff. And yeah, he gets no love, and he should, because he's really cool. There was going to be a G2 set, but for some reason that never came out. You know, but there you go. But there he is. There is Defensor in his robot mode. Hope you enjoyed this review, because it was hard work. For some reason, it just hard work. Plus, I had to repair him before we started. Yeah. And yeah, so if you like what I do, hit like, share, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell. I've got new videos out. Should be every Thursday and Saturday. Check out my other reviews as well. Should be down here somewhere. And hit that notification bell. I've already said that, but check out my Patreon if you think I deserve it. Got some cool rewards over there as well. And thank you for watching, and I'll catch you all very soon. Bye for now.
Unleashing the power, tearing through the night. Transformers in my hands, ready for the fight. With every single figure, I gear up to transform. Soundwave SG1, bringing thunder in the storm. Watch me review, watch this channel ignite. Fusing metal and vision, let's take flight. Transform.